for Illinois. But I'm not from Wisconsin, and I'm not from Wisconsin. But I'm definitely not a Bears fan. Both my parents growing up were deaf, and I'll explain more about their background later. I was born hard of hearing and have now come to be deaf. I'm a sixth generational deaf person in my family, and it will continue on. This picture here is an old picture of myself with my dad and my brother, and I will continue explaining how my family likes to identify themselves a little later on. My mother likes to go between Pidgin Signed English and American Sign Language. She is also generationally deaf. Most of the people in my family were born hard of hearing, just like me, and progressively lost their hearing and are now deaf. My father grew up using oral listening. He prefers to use Pidgin Signed English now. He's not very strong in his ASL. He does have a bachelor's degree in English, and he's the only deaf person in his family. My brother is hard of hearing, and he uses Total Communication. He got his bachelor's degree from the University of Illinois in community health with a focus in health education. My brother never wanted to go to Gallaudet because of the stigmatism it can have on a person, so he went to the University of Illinois. I started off using Total Communication as well and Sign English, but now throughout the years I've grown to use more American Sign Language, especially during the last 2 years of my high school years. I have noticed that I do great, that my husband is hearing for now, and my daughters as well. And what I mean by for now is that my daughters have been tested for their hearing, and it's a possibility that they could lose it later on in life. Most time in my family, we do use Total Communication, but if you're talking with just me, ASL is fine. And here's a picture of my two daughters that I do use ASL with, Malika and Victoria. growing up, I went to 5 elementary schools, and I did not have any services provided to me. I just had to sit at the front of the room and try and read the teacher's lips, but I did not like it. It wasn't a good match for what I needed. It was the same situation for junior high school as well. I went to 3 high schools. The first one, there weren't really any services provided. I went to a mainstream school with a lot of my deaf and hard of hearing cousins. Again, my first high school, there were no services provided. At my second high school, there was tutoring, but it didn't really help me learn. I would have to go home, read, and take a lot of notes and teach myself. I didn't focus on making friends in high school. I was focusing on going home and teaching myself what I needed to know. The last high school I went to was the Illinois School for the Deaf. And when I was there, I felt very involved. I had more friends. My communication was more ASL. But I did get to stay at home. Well, I felt at home, excuse me. Here's a picture of me at my Thanksgiving play a long time ago. After high school, I went off to Gallaudet University and I got my bachelor's degree in psychology. And after I finished my undergraduate degree, I didn't feel ready to go on to get my master's yet, so I joined the U.S. Peace Corps. And it was a fantastic experience. I myself was stationed in Kenya, which is in Eastern Africa. I just want to let you know, most people do think that a lot of Africa is all black people, and it's not. For example, Egypt is in Africa, and they're mostly white there. I would say about 80% of the people in Africa have black skin. But there are also Indian people that live there too. A lot of people there thought of me as thought that I blended in with them. The only thing that distinguished me from being different was my clothes. They said I dressed funny.
I'm gonna switch.